Hi students, welcome to Department of Technical Education in Telangana. So in the previous topic we have seen regarding the permanent, temporary and permanent adjustments of dumpy levels. So now let us continue, that is the topic of types of leveling stops. So in a leveling, how the instrument is imported, the leveling stop is also very important. So objectives: on completion of this period you will be able to know types of leveling stops or stops we will call, and graduations on the stop, folding of stops. So in the previous class topic is temporary adjustments of the dumpy level. So these are all leveling stops. These are all different types of stops. You can see in this we are using the leveling stop, that is this one. So it will be extendable. So what is leveling stop? Leveling stops are classified as: one is self-reading, target reading. So self-reading stop and target reading stop, it is divided. So here the reading of the self-reading is taken directly by the instrument man from the level. So that means here from the instrument a person will be taken directly to the measurement. That means on a flat ground level surface the instrument is fixed at dumpy level. So the leveling stop is there. So we are seeing from this instrument to this point. So this is known as self-reading. So here the reading of the self-reading is taken directly by the instrument. A person from here seeing taken directly to the leveling stop. This is LS. So this is known as self-reading. And coming to the, whereas in the case of target stop, the position of the target is recorded by the stockman. So that is the target means, so on a flat ground surface the instrument is there. Okay, so the instrument is fixed like this only. So here in the case of target stop, so the target stop will be there, just like it will be there, round type it will be there. So here the position which is there, that means the ground level of this position, so this will be recorded by the person whoever is there near the target stop. So this is the position, nothing but there is a point. This point will be located. So this is the difference between these both, self-reading and target reading. So in this we have divided the stops, and that is self-reading stop may be either folding leveling stop or telescopic stop with stop. So we are using telescopic stop. This folding stop is not using, it is used very rare. So types of leveling stops, that is folding stop, telescope with leveling stop, aluminium telescope stop. So we are having three types of stops: folding, telescope, aluminium. So here in the leveling stop, a graduated rod, it is wood or aluminium. So these leveling stop will be, in some places wooden stops will be there, in some places aluminium stops, but most probably aluminium stops are nowadays we are using. Nowadays we cannot see wooden stops anywhere. Okay, in these types, self-reading types are used for shorter distances, and the target type are longer distances. Remember, this is very important. These self-reading types are used for the shorter distances. That means we can see up to somewhat distance, that is just like a 15 to 20 meters or up to 30-40 meters we can see. That is the shorter distance. And the longer distances are more than 100 meters, 100 to 500 meters. Okay, up to 1 kilometer we can see by the target stop. That is the difference between the self-reading and target type. And in the self-reading type we can see the smallest division is 5 mm. Remember, the smallest division is 5 mm of the self-reading stop, and each meter is 200 divisions. That means in the leveling stop it will be like this, the stop will be like this. In this one small big division and small division will be there, and again one division and small division. So like that it will be there 0, 1, 2 and 3. It will be written on the leveling staff. So in this, each meter is divided into 200 divisions. This is very important. And here black and white divisions are alternative. So that means these small lines which are there divisions, these are in the black color, and the long line will be in the red color. Okay, and the backside portion will be the white color. So the divisions which are to easily identify, the colors will be marked in the leveling staff. And here numerals inverted so that erect view through telescope. So types are solid staff, telescope staff, folding staff. So in self-reading staff, you can see the self-reading staff can be read directly by the level man looking through the telescope. So here the self-reading staff can be read directly by the level man looking through the telescope. That means from the telescope we can see directly to the level staff. So that is the difference here. And here in these common types of self-reading staffs are, one is ordinary staff, target staff, soap with telescopic staff, folding staff. Remember, these staff names are very important: ordinary staff, target staff, soap thick telescopic staff, and folding staff. In this, which staff we are using in our leveling, in our practical, in our college, and in the surveying field, outside the field, I will go into say now. So ordinary staff, so it is the one length staff is solid and made of seasoned wood. So this staff is made of seasoned wood, you can see in the diagram, and it is 3 meters long and graduated in the same way as the telescopic staff. So how the telescopic staff will be there, meanwhile it will be like that only, same. So that is the ordinary staff difference. But this ordinary staff, it is used nowadays very rare. We cannot see these ordinary staffs in our country. Maybe in foreign or any other countries it may be used, but it is made up of seasoned wood. What is the meaning of seasoned wood? Well moisturized and heated the quality wood, that is known as seasoned wood. Okay, and it is only up to the 3 meters long. Okay, next one is folding staff. So what is folding staff? You can see here, the folding staff is made up of well seasoned timber. So this staff is also made up of well seasoned timber, and such as cypress. This is called a wood material name. Cypress, you can see a wood material name it is called, and it consists of 2 meters wooden pieces with a joint assembly. So it will be containing of 2 wooden pieces for the jointing assembly, and each piece of the staff is made of 1 longitudinal strip without any joint. So here each piece of the staff is made with a 1 longitudinal strip, that is nothing but a without any joint, it is made up of a longitudinal strip. And here the folding joint is of the detachable type with a locking device. The folding joint is of the detachable type with a locking device at the back, and the staff is joined together in such a way that the staff may be folded from one another when required. So this is the reason of folding staff. This folding staff is also used in the olden days, but now we are not preferring, because the day by day technology is developed, the instruments also developed in the advanced mode, and the staffs are also developed in the advanced mode. It is for the better easy of surveying. So we will not go for the such type of wood, because it consists of just like the rust or anything, cracks may appear, anything, the wood material will be spoiling. In the rainy seasons we cannot use properly. Okay, so that is the here the folding staff will be there, and here in this the staff has brass cap at the bottom. So at the bottom a brass cap will be there because of to protect the wood. if directly touches to the ground level or any in the water particles, if it get, the wood will be spoiled. So, and it has two folding handles with spring action. So this staff has two folding handles with spring action so that it can be moving easily, and it is provided with a circular bubble fitted at the back. So a circular bubble will be fitted at the back of the folding staff. So you can see the bubble tube will also be in the center of the position. And next one is saw with telescopic staff. So here this is a staff is arranged in three lengths placed one into the other. So this staff is placed into the another, just like you can see it is placed on one and another, and it can be extended to its full length by pulling. So this staff we are using now. This is a SOP, so big telescopic staff we are using. It is a very easy operating staff, and this staff has very good quality for the leveling. And here you can see the top portion is solid and the central box is hollow. The total length of staff is 4 meters. So it is an approximately 4 meter staff. Here in this, the top portion will be the solid portion. Okay, that means it will be very strong and durable. And the central box is hollow. It will be very gap type, and the total in the staff is 4 meters. The staff is graduated in such a way that smallest division is of 5 mm. So here smallest division is 5 mm in the staff, and the value in meters are marked in red on the left, and those in the decimeter are in black on the right. So that means here the smallest division is nothing but 5 mm. In the staff, the graduated staff, it is nothing but, it is the very smallest division of 5 mm. Okay, and it is marked, the colors are red on the left and the decimeters are black on the right. So this is a staff we are generally using. Okay, this is the staff, very important. By this staff we can measure the different ground levels, and this staff maintenance is also very important. We have to clean properly every day, and we have to close the staff after completing the leveling and surveying process, and we have to keep it in the cover. So this is our self-reading staff. I think you can see here some of the measurements that is given, 10 and 9, 8. So these are nothing but, that is the meters. Up to here 0.8 meters, up to here 0.9 meters, and here it is 10, and it is starting again from the 20. So in our staffs we may not see this capital E and V and this type of colors, because these colors will not be produced here. So these are all nothing but the dimensions. Okay, the dimensions which are given, these are all nothing but the graduations we can see in this staff. And this is the back side portion of the staff. This is the front side portion, and this is the back side portion of the staff. This is called self-reading staff. So here up to here one layer, another one, this second layer, and this is the third layer. So we can pull this staff up to top of the portion, and we can close it in this. Okay, and the next one is target staff. So target staff means for very precise works and site target staff are used. So for very precise works means very important and very critical works, this target staff will be used. And it is the very important that a movable target is provided in this staff. So that means a movable target, just like a thin layer or any, just like a moving frame, will be located in this staff, so that we can point out the object very easily. And a vernier is provided on target to give precise reading. Vernier means a vernier scale which is provided on the staff. By that we can see the readings very clearly, and we can take the measurements. And in target staff, level man directs the staff man to move the target up and down until it bisects by the line of sight. So the staff man observe the staff reading. So when the leveling, the staff is, target staff is person is catching here seeing from the instrument here, okay, on the ground level. So the person which catches the target staff, so he should inform to the person. So the staff is in the correct position or that. He should say move left or move right or put down or move up, so that the bisection projection will be looking. So these are the guidances will be, signals will be given by the staff man to the instrument person, so level man. So this level man also should direct the staff man to the target up and down, so that he can bisect the line of sight. The line of sight is nothing but the center of the line of collimation of the diaphragm. So this is our target staff. You can see the instrument here. So in this round type it will be there, the circle type will be there. So this, it will be coming down. So by this you can see here the circle type is there. So while this rotate, it comes down. So when we rotate up, it goes up. So that when it comes up and down, you can see here this line is there. This portion is called a line of sight. Okay, the target which is there. So when it comes down, the instrument, when you see the target on this line, so this will be marked as a measurement. So this is a very critically, and experienced engineers can use only this target staff. This is the front side portion and this is the back side portion. So we can see here so many are there. In this, the vernier, this is the vernier, that is nothing but 1050, okay, and this color is red and this color is white, and in this also white and this is red. So this called center line, okay, and this is our target and this is the staff. So we can see on a road they have kept it, okay, an image which is kept. This is the target staff, how they will be measured. And next one is folding type, that is 4 meter leveling staff. You can see, so it is made from selected well seasoned thick wood, highly polished furniture. So here this folding staff, you can see here, this is the first one, this is the top of the cap, and this is the locking device. Okay, this locking device, it rotates like this, it rotates up and it comes down, and this is the folding handle, and this is the cap. Okay, this cap is for the protection of this folding type stuff. So because it is wood, directly the wood should not touch the ground, so they will be keeping a metal cap type. Okay, so with this also we can measure the ground levels, and it is made up of 2 pieces with joint assembly. It facilitates easily handling, and the staff may be folded to a 2 meters length and also may be detached from another. So that means it is of a 2-piece generally of a staff. So generally this assembly will of the joints also will be moving to and fro. So it is easily handling for the 2 meters length staff. And the width and thickness of the staff are 75 mm and 18 mm respectively. So that means the 75 mm and 18 mm is the width and thickness. So width is 75 and the thickness is 18 mm. So graduations, that is the measurements. The graduations of the staff are machine divided into 1/200 of a meter. So we can see here the black color line which is there, it is 25 mm, and the dimension of the each graduation is 5 mm. This is very important. You can see here each one is 5 mm. So in this between is 70 mm. This is 26, 26, 23 totally the distance, and this graduation is 35 mm, and a meter is divided into 10 equal parts, so that each part will be equal to 0.1 meter. So here you can see how many parts are there: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these 10 equal parts are equal to the, up to here, this is nothing but 1 meter. So up to here is 1 meter. So when the 10 equal parts are there in the each part, that is known as 110 meter, 0.1 meter, and this 0.1 meter is further divided into 20 equal parts by black and white strips, so that 1 by 20 of 0.1 meter works out to 0.05 meter. That is known as, so this one, this is divided into the 20. That means in the one part it is divided into half. So totally 20 parts will be there. That is 1 by 20. We will call it as 0.1 meter. Okay. Telescopic saw with leveling stops. And it is the most common type of stop used in leveling, and it is made up of 3 pieces. So here you can see 1, 2, 3. So this will be closed in the, it is up to here 1 piece and another 2, and this is 3. So it is the most common type used in the leveling. And here the length of bottom piece is 1.5 meter and the middle and top pieces are 1.25 meters. So the length of bottom pieces, that is nothing but this one is 1.5 meters, and the middle and top are, so this middle one and the top one will be the 1.25 meters width. So this is called folding stop, you can see. So in this way it is folded, just like in a zigzag way it is folded with the wooden. So it has spring action, so automatically when we open it will be opened straightly. And aluminum telescopic stops. So these aluminum telescopic stops we are using in the day-by-day civil engineering life. It is made up of special aluminum alloy and anti-corrosive and weather resistance. So special aluminum is a material which is made up of a iron type. So anti-corrosive means, so when it comes in the water also, when in the rainy season also, when if you kept the stuff in the water, so it will not get the corrosion, it will not get solely rust. So it can be weather resistance. We can use in any seasonal this aluminum stuff, and it has a specially designed easy locking system by pressing the button. So for this instrument, for this staff, we have one back button, just like round it will be there. If you press this button, it will be going the inside. So this is the specialty of this aluminum staff, and it is a detachable spherical spirit level attached at its back side, enables to hold staff in vertical position. So it is nothing but a detachable spherical spirit level. So it is attached at its back side and it enables to hold the staff in the vertical position. So this staff is used in the surveying to measure the ground levels. So we have to study the each and every point of regarding the aluminum staff. So this aluminum staff is very useful nowadays for the civil engineers. So wherever you go, you see these leveling staffs are using for the measuring of ground levels in construction sites, just like buildings, okay, and in the bridges, dams, and coming to the total station, it is a very advanced one. So with that also they can take the levels, but in order to the normal surveying levels, very fast accurate work, these leveling staffs are very useful, and it is very easy to carry, and it is provided with a canvas bag so that it can be kept covered when not in use. So this is the canvas bag. I have told you a bag cover will be coming for this, for the protection of this leveling staff, with a zip type model. So this will be closed in that staff. So whenever we complete the surveying, we have to keep the leveling staff in that cover so that it will be protective. Holding of staffs. How to hold the staff? So it should be fully extended and hold vertical when reading is taken. That means when the reading is taken, the staff should be opened fully. Okay, the staff should be opened fully and should be straight. If not held vertical, the reading will be greater than the true reading. So that means when the staff is not in the straight and vertical condition, the reading will get wrong. The staffman should wave the staff forward and backward, and least reading is to be taken as correct reading as shown in the figure 5 in the next slide. So you can see here the staffman should wave, okay, the person who is catching the staff, who is standing with the staff, the person should give the instructions to the level man, that is known as who is seeing from the instrument, because he should be catch the staff perfectly, then the level man can see that directly. For precise leveling, a circular bubble provided at the backside of the staff will enable the staff man to hold it in vertical position. So this is the for the precise leveling. So in precise leveling, a circular bubble is provided. So that is at the backside of the staff, and it will enable the staff man to hold it in a vertical position. So this is the aluminum telescopic staff. So this is the staff we are using. So in this way we have to catch the staff perfectly. You can see the measurements. So the first measurement which is there up to here, I am saying you this is up to here 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. So up to here it is completed, it is 1 meter. Okay, it is not 0.10, it is 1 meter, and you can see here 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and come to here 2 meters. So when after 2 meters it is 2.1, 2.2, like this. When the 3 meters comes 3.1, 3.1, 4. So like this you can see the number 6 is there. So you can see here this is the 2 symbol is there up to 2 meters, and 4 symbol is there 4 meters, and the 6 is there. At last it is the 6 meters staff. Okay, this is the 6 meters very longest staff, and these are the measurements. So if in between if we get this one, suppose you get the 0.82 in between here, the middle reading. So this portion we will call it as 0.85. So okay, the middle division is nothing but 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to here 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. That is the 0.9. Okay, and if you get here at the point of 0. Here in the second division, we will say it as 0.52. Okay, we will call it as 0.52 in the second. So like that we have to take the readings from the bottom to top, not from the top to bottom. So that is the wrong readings we have to take. Okay, so we have to take only from the bottom to the top. This is the process of taking the levels from the dumpy level instrument. So this is the portion you can see holding of staff in the straight ways. You can see this is a leveling instrument, a horizontal line of sight, the center of the line of axis. So we can see here staff held inclined. If it is inclined we cannot see the directions. When it is staff held vertical only, we can see the dimensions perfectly. Then only the line of sight will be matched. So this is the way is very important while holding the staff. Holding the staff is a very important process. So similarly it goes vertical or inclined in any position, the readings will not be get correctly. So finally summary, today we have discussed about types of leveling staffs, graduations, holding of staffs. Okay, and here some of the cues is there. Which of the following is true? Answer is D, all the above. The reading of the self-reading staff is taken directly by the instrument man from the level. It is correct. In case of target staff, the position of the staff is recorded by the staffman. It is correct. Self-reading staff may be either folding or telescopic staff. It is correct. And frequently asked examination questions are: state and briefly explain the types of leveling staff. So this is very important question. We have to briefly explain the leveling staffs. So now let us see the technical terms in leveling and types of benchmarks. This will be in the next season. So now let us see the technical terms in the leveling are there. So on completion of this period, we would be able to know technical terms in leveling. So we have discussed about in the previous class, that is types of leveling staffs and graduations, folding out staff. So these are the very important topics. Now let us see what are the technical terms used in the leveling. Line of collimation. What is line of collimation? Reduced level, this is determined as RL. Benchmark, BM. Backside reading, BS. Height of instrument, HI. Foreside reading, FS. Intermediate side, IS. Axis of telescope, axis of bubble tube, the vertical axis, and the change point, station. So these are all technical terms which are used in the leveling. So each and every point is very important. Let us see, first one is line of collimation. It is determined as LOC. So it is an imaginary line passing through the intersection of the crossways of the diaphragm and the optical center of the objective and its continuation. So it is also known as line of sight. So as we have discussed from the previous classes, so in the object glass we can see this is a diaphragm. So the center of the vertical crosshair will be there and the horizontal line will be there, and top and bottom two crosshairs will be there. So this center of the portion which is called LOC, this is called line of collimation. So with this only we will measure the on the leveling staff the measurements. When this line falls on the leveling staff, whatever the measurement is there on the leveling staff, that we have to read it and mark it in the field book. So that's why we will call it is an imaginary line passing through the intersection. This is called intersection. Okay, intersection of the crossways. These are all called, these two are called crossways, and this portion is called, outer one is called diaphragm, name it as D, and this is totally a optical center. The center of the line portion is called optical center. This is called OP, optical center of the objective. So this portion totally is called line of collimation or line of sight. Telescope, eyepiece, objective, diaphragm. The line which coincides you can see here. So this is the line which is passing is called LOC. So this is the objective glass and this is the diaphragm. And this is a telescope which we see from here to this side. Totally this is called telescope. This portion is called telescope. And the next one is reduced level, RL. The vertical distance measured above or below the benchmark or mean sea level. It is called RL. You can see here a GL is there, ground level. It is a ground point, and this is called MSL. So from MSL, mean sea level, to the ground point which is located here, this point. Okay, this point is known as, it is vertical height RL. This is very important. The mean sea level, that means which is from the floods which is occurred in the ocean. Okay, so the average 19 years they have taken the average of the MSL. From this height to the whatever the natural ground level, we are taking the ground point. So this is known as the vertical distance measured above or below the benchmark. Okay, so the benchmark will be here also. So the benchmark will be on the ground or below or above. That is called RL. Okay, this is benchmark, and a benchmark is a permanent reference point whose elevation is known. So this benchmark is the permanent reference point. So without benchmark reference point we cannot do the leveling. So however, compulsory we need a temporary benchmark point at least for the leveling operations. So all leveling operations should start from benchmarks. So without benchmark we cannot do the leveling, and there is no meaning for the leveling. So that's why we should take the at least temporary benchmark from any of the surrounding points. And the next one is backside reading, that is BS we call. So it is a reading taken by leveling instrument on a leveling staff held on a point whose elevation is known. So this backside is called just like on a natural ground level. The instrument is fixed on the ground. So we want to take the reading into the leveling staff. The benchmark it was kept. This is right BM. Okay, and this is called BS. The first reading what we are citing from the instrument is called BS, and the another reading which you are citing to the opposite side is called FS. Okay, this is called foresight. So it is a reading taken by the leveling instrument on a leveling staff held on a point whose elevation is known. Elevation is nothing but the ground level. And height of the instrument. What is height of instrument? It is the elevation of the line of collimation when the leveling instrument is perfectly leveled. So here the backside reading is to be added to the reduced level of the benchmark to get elevation of the collimation plane or height of collimation. So let us see an example here. An instrument is there on the ground, it is fixed. Okay. A staff is fixed here, benchmark. So taken reading from here. The first reading is called BS. So if benchmark is known, suppose it is a 100.00. Okay. So we want to get the height of the instrument. What is the height of the instrument? It is the elevation of the line of collimation when the leveling instrument is perfectly level. So this instrument is fixed here, the center of the line of collimation to the ground level. This is called HI. So this HI we should get by the calculation. So that is HI is equal to, formula is RL plus, RL means RL of benchmark, RL of benchmark plus BS. So what we got the BS, that is RL of benchmark is suppose 100, if BS is suppose 0.1 or 0.2, then we have to do 100 plus 0.1 or 0.2, whether it is a backside reading. Then you will get height of the instrument. So that is called here, the backside reading is to be added to the reduced level of the benchmark to get the elevation of the collimation plane of height of collimation. So that is the formula, HI is equal to RL of BM plus BS. This is very important formula, please note it. And next one is foresight reading. What is foresight? It is the staff reading taken on a point whose elevation is to be found out. It is the last reading taken before shifting the level. So before taking the level means on a ground level, when the instrument is fixed on the ground. So as we know, the first point will be the BS, okay, and the next point will be the FS. So after BS point, if we turn the telescope towards the other side, then we will get the FS, that is called foresight. So but it is the staff reading taken on a point whose elevation is to be found out. Okay, we have to know the elevation of this also. Here also we will get the RL of station, another station. Suppose it is a station RL of BS A, point A, and this is RL of B. So if we want to know this elevation of this point B, we have to find out this one also. So in this point the FS will be required. So it is the last reading taken before shifting the level. and the another one is called intermediate side. So this is important one. Intermediate side occurs at the middle of the point. So it is an staff reading taken on a point of unknown elevation from the same setup of the level. So that means it is an intermediate side. Okay, intermediate side, it is a staff reading taken on a point from the unknown elevation. Unknown elevation is nothing but the staff reading which is taken from the instrument. You can see here. So on a ground level, so as per the requirement, our instrument is fixed here. So the first one will be the BS as it is. Okay, and here whatever you see here, another reading you can see here. One reading is called, this is IS. This is not directly foresight, and if another one is there, this will be the FS. The last one will be the FS. So we can see here these readings will be equal to the BS, IS and FS. So in this case, it is an unknown point. So this point is known as unknown point. In this case, it will be kept anywhere on the ground. So it will be visible from the station. Okay, this is the A and this is B and this is C. Name it as station point O. So from this station point, we have to identify the intermediate side. And here all sides which are taken between the back side and forth side are called intermediate sides. So remember, so all sides which are taken between the back side and forth sides are called intermediate sides. And the next one is axis of telescope. It is a line joining the optical center of the object flash to the center of the eyepiece. You can see this is the telescope, eyepiece. This is from here we will see this direction, objective, and this course called axis of telescope. So this axis of telescope is also called line of collimation, that is from the center of the axis. So this center of the axis of the telescope is the main tube. So it is in the optical center of the object glass. So from the eyepiece we can visibly see this the optical center. And ninth one is axis of bubble tube. It is an imaginary line tangential to the longitudinal curve of the tube at its middle point. So this axis of bubble tube is a very important thing. So this bubble tube will be just like this one. So in between it is this bubble. So it will be moving up and to and fro, whether left and right. With the help of wood screws, this bubble tube will be moving on. So when it is at the center, the instrument will be in the center of the portion. So that's why we will call it is an imaginary line tangential to the longitudinal curve, that is to the its midpoint. And next one is the vertical axis. So the vertical axis is the axis about which the instrument can be rotated in the horizontal plane. So it is the direction of gravity. So direction of gravity. So in the diaphragm it will be there. The center line which is called, this one is vertical axis and this is the line of collimation. So this one is vertical axis VA. So it is the, when the instrument rotates in the horizontal plane, it is the total of direction of gravity. So this vertical axis is the main component for the object. So whether the object is here, so at the center of the object this vertical line will be acting. So with this center point we can identify the vertical axis of the object. So this vertical axis and horizontal axis, and we will call as Trunnion axis also, TRUNNION, Trunnion axis also. Okay. And 11th one is change point. It is a point denoting the shifting of the level. It is a point on which forth side and back side are taken. So let us see how this change point will become. So on a ground level, our instrument is fixed. So the first will be the BS on a benchmark. So first the back side will be seen, and the next, as per his requirement, a intermediate side will also be there, IS, After that, again a FS will be there. Okay, and after that here, if another station point comes at the moment here, okay, so from this instrument, if you sight to the FS, on the FS point, if you sight the instrument to the staff, then we will get a BS. Again a BS point will come. This is another one. So in between FS and BS, whatever we are getting, this is called change point. So if how many number of points we are getting, we will call change point 1. If you get another point like this, change point 2. So that is nothing but it is a point on which foresight and backside are taken. So in these cases only this change point will come. Okay, this is a very important thing. When this change point comes, the instrument level will be changed, the readings will be changed, and the benchmarks will also be changed in the certain points. The RLs also we have to calculate. Okay, and this will be the station point O, and this will be the P, and you can see here A, and this will be the B, and this will be the C. Okay, if any other record points comes, you can say again it will be taking, the last point will be the FS. And the 12th one is station. So station is a point whose elevation is to be determined. So station means, now I have pointed this O. So this O point which the instrument is fixed, this is known as station. So like this, how many stations are formed, we have to keep the mark on the point. So like this, change point, station are very important. So back side, intermediate side, force side are very important. And upcoming you have the problems also in this, how to calculate the back side, intermediate side and force side also. So in these cases, these all technical terms we are using in the leveling. So when we are doing the leveling process and taking the measurements, we have to call this is as a change point, and we have to call this is as a station point, and we have to keep the leveling staff as a intermediate point, backside and foresight. So we have to take all, use the technical terms only. So until you know these technical terms, you cannot use the leveling process. So this is the very required technical terms, and these definitions are also very important for the examinations. So as we discussed, LOC, it is an imaginary passing through the intersection of crossways of the diaphragm and the optical center of the objective and its continuation. Benchmark, it is the permanent reference point whose elevation is known. And BS, it is a staff reading taken by leveling instrument on a level staff on a point whose elevation is known. Foresight is the staff reading taken on a point whose elevation is to be found out. It is the last reading taken before shifting the level. So like that, we have seen the intermediate side. It is a staff reading taken on a point, unknown elevation from the same setup of the level. And HI is, it is the elevation of the line of collimation when the leveling instrument is perfectly level. So this is the formula. HI is equal to RL of BM plus BA, and RL is the vertical distance measured above or below the benchmark for mean sea level. That is, RL is equal to HI minus IS or FS. So this is the formula for the RL. And change point, it is a point denoting the shifting of the level. It is a point on which foresight and backside are taken. Okay, so these are the important discussion points we have discussed today. So these technical terms are very important for your leveling processes. Okay, so these intermediate side points comes whenever we required taken points only, it is come as the intermediate side. So in all ways we will not come. Okay, in the construction of roads, in the profile leveling and in the fly leveling, you will be getting these intermediate sides. Okay, and coming to the measurements of simple leveling, we will not get these more intermediate sides, and we will have the only simple process of back side and forth side is the common points we will be getting. So these are the leveling instruments which are required for the technical terms used in the leveling. So a field book will be there. In the field book, these all measurements will be noted compulsorily. So with the field book, we have to share the notes, the calculations. Okay, so thank you. For the next class, we are going to see the benchmarks and types of benchmarks. Okay, have a nice day.